Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do, and that is to grow my own potatoes. So after lots of research, I've been to the garden centre today and I've picked up these. A variety called Swift. They are a determinate potato, which I believe means that we don't have to earth up. So we don't have to layer soil on top of soil on top of soil. And it means also that we can plant these seed potatoes in relatively shallow soil. I've never grown potatoes before, so everything that I'm doing at the moment is kind of by trial and error. Now, I've got a couple of planters over by the fence over there, which have currently got some raspberry canes in. The raspberries have never done very well in those planters, to be honest. I think it's because they are in a planter, so there's not enough room for the roots to go deep down and to get lots of water. So I'm going to take those raspberry canes out and I'm going to use those planters for my seed potatoes. Now, as you can see here, we've got our raspberry canes here, we've got one here, I think there's one there, we've got one there, and we've got quite a lot of weeds as well to be digging out. So the plan is to get these raspberry canes out, get rid of the weeds. I've got some fresh soil to put in, and yeah, we'll get on with planting our seed potatoes. Okay, so that's all the raspberry canes out and the weeds. I've saved the raspberry canes in this bucket, mostly because I think it'd be a shame to waste them. So I'm just going to put a post out on our local community group to see if anybody wants some raspberry plants. I don't know if they're any good, but hopefully someone will get some use out of them. And then I've got a little bucket of weeds there so they can go in the recycling bin. Here we have the trough. I'm going to spend a bit of time now just turning this over, getting rid of any roots, and I've got another bag of muck to put into it just to add a bit of extra nutrients and to fill it up a bit in readiness for our seed potatoes. So that's the planter all prepared, all the weeds taken out and the raspberry canes taken out, and I've given it a good turnover as well. I've got some more compost to put in afterwards, but for now it's time to bob in our seed potatoes. Now we've gone for the Swift variety. Plant March to April and harvest June to August. These are the first early potatoes, so we should have some potatoes pretty soon. This is quite exciting. It says on the back here we should be planting them 25 centimetres apart, and it's quite a small planter, as you can see. So we're just going to have one row of potatoes. 1, 2, 3, we might get 4 potatoes in there, so 4 potato plants. We'll see how we go. I'm going to call in my little helpers. We're going to get these seed potatoes bobbed in and some fresh compost put on top. Okay, so my little helpers have been and helped, and we've stuck in these potatoes. I think they might be a little bit too close together. It says on the packet, I think it says 25 centimetres. This certainly isn't 25 centimetres, but hey, let's go with the flow and see what happens Okay, so they've all been turned in like this with the eyes pointing upwards as per the instructions, and now it's time just to pull some of this soil over the top. In fact, what I'm going to do before I pull some of this soil over the top, I'm going to put some fresh compost on, and then that will give it some nice fresh nutrients, ready for hopefully a bumper crop of potatoes. There we have it, guys. Potatoes planted. 5 seed potatoes, Swift variety, bobbed into this first planter here. As you can see, if I can just get a good camera angle, you can see I've created a mound here. Okay, so that means there's lots of soil for the foliage of the potato to grow up and out. With this variety, I understand that you don't need to earth up, which means that actually I shouldn't need to add any more soil as the potatoes grow. Yeah, and we're looking forward to a bumper crop of potatoes. Okay, so that's the first planter completed. We've taken out the weeds, we've taken out the raspberry canes, and we've planted our first earlies, which should give us some produce around about, did I say June, July time? This is my second planter, and this is where I'm going to be putting my second earlies, or late earlies, I can't remember. But this is where they are going to go. So for now, no work needed, because it's not time to plant those just yet. But I'll be back soon to deal with this trough, and I might bring you along on the journey too. Okay, so we've planted the potatoes, and now it's time to move on to job number 2 today, which is to tidy up this planter here and get it ready for some peas, which we don't have just yet. But also we're going to plant direct to the soil here some radish seeds. That's exciting. Let's get on with it. So as you can see, this planter is full of all sorts of stuff. We've actually got some old strawberry plants here, which are probably now about 3 years old, maybe older than that actually. So we're going to get rid of these. They, to be honest, don't give very good fruits. And I've got a planter just over there, which is going to be my strawberry planter, which we'll deal with later, but for now we're going to deal with this planter here. We're going to get rid of all these old strawberry plants. They're just going to go into the composting bin. We've got this big weed here. We're going to get rid of this, and generally we're just going to make all this planter all good and ready for the radish seeds, and also for the peas when we get some peas. Peas seeds? I don't know. We'll soon find out. We're going to plant the radish in a line here. Okay, we'll have some maybe down this side as well. Then that leaves a nice space down the middle for the pea plant, as you can see. So this will be peas. We'll have some radish here, and then hopefully that planter will be packed full of delicious goodness. Well, there we are, folks. We've removed all of the old strawberry plants and all of the weeds. We've dug down and we've removed as much of the weeds, of the roots as we can. And it's looking good now, ready for our radish seeds. And like I said earlier, we need to take another trip to the garden centre to get some peas. And we're going to plant some peas down the middle. I've also got plans to build a bit of a pea trellis up and over and down with some string going across, just so that as the peas grow, they're not going to fall over. So that's maybe project number 2 for next weekend. But project number 1 right now is to get those radish seeds into this planter. $150 seeds. 150 seeds, and we've gone for the radish, watermelon radish. They look good. So thin, broad drills, 1 centimetre deep. That's what we've done. Perfect. Okay, and we have lots of seeds in there. So this is where you two can really help. So there we go, those are the radish seeds in with a little bit of help from my 2 young helpers. We've got 2 rows of radish seeds, and soon we're going to add some peas down the middle. But there's just a couple more plants that we need to add in. My 2 little helpers have grown some radish already from seed at school, so I think it's time we plant these out. So these are the rainbow radish that the kids grew at school. We've planted those in now, right at the end of the channel of Radish Seeds. So yeah, we're looking forward to a summer of radish. And there we go. I've just put on this netting here to try and protect the seeds from the birds. It's quite an easy solution really, just a little bit of bird netting, a bit of bendy wire that I've managed to stick in, and I'll just tag it in place just with some drawing pins, which, you know, since last year they've gone a little bit rusty, but they certainly do the trick. Yeah, keep them watered. Got a cane here for one run, a cane here for another run, and if you remember, these are the 2 rainbow radishes that the kids grew at school, and there, all job done, looking good.